Representative Quattrocchi, welcome. And Representative Quattrocchi, this is your first time before the HEW committee, and you represent, I think, part of Scituate and what other areas, Representative?
Yes, sir, all of Scituate and a small portion of Western Cranston.
Oh, also part of Western Cranston, so we both have a little bit of Cranston. Great. Oh, that's beautiful. Well, welcome, and please proceed. This is House Bill 5742. Yeah.
Thank you, Cranston. They won it for me. So, thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee members. I'm here to support Bill H5742, which seeks to require a photo ID along with EBT usage. And this is not a new concept. It has been proposed in the past by representatives on both sides of the aisle. And past General Assemblies have made improvements in the EBT system to safeguard taxpayers from improper use of EBT cards, including prohibiting use in liquor stores, casinos and gambling facilities, and adult entertainment establishments. So all this bill is intended to do is add another safeguard against fraud. In 2013, Simpatico Software Systems, a waste and fraud detection service, submitted a one-year study. It was called the Rhode Island Health and Human Services Waste and Fraud Project, which was largely swept under the rug. So in it were detailed findings of multiple avenues of EBT fraud that exist in Rhode Island, including by card holders themselves, retailers who accept cards, people who are in prisons yet still have active cards, and yes, even dead people with active cards that are being used. So more recently, Turn to 10 did a story on a Providence convenience store owner who pled guilty to stealing over $1 million in an EBT scheme. We all know that we have many problems in our state. Which funds can be used in many better ways. So continuing to bury our heads in the sand using a broken honor system doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help needy children whose parents may be misusing EBT cards. It doesn't help law enforcement by not giving them as many tools as possible to combat fraud. And it certainly doesn't help the taxpayers of Rhode Island who are paying for this fraud that most certainly is occurring. Now, I have been asked what do you do with seniors or other people that have mobility issues? And I don't find it out of the realm of possibility to add possibly up to 2 caretakers' names to EBT cards who would have to show their photo IDs. The bottom line is we can continue to do nothing and come back year after year hearing of more cases of fraud, or we can take bold action like this and put those recovered millions of dollars in fraud into much needed and necessary places. So thank you very much for hearing me.
Thank you, Representative Quattrocchi. Are there any questions for Representative Roberts, then Representative Ranglin-Vassell?
Thank you. Seems like a great bill, Quattrocchi.
Thank you.
I just wanted to ask, for the waste, fraud, and abuse, that study, who did that study?
That was done by Simpatico Software Systems.
Okay. Would you be able to get me a copy of that information, please?
Sure.
And then, thank you. And also, you had said people in prisons and dead people, I guess their cards are still being used.
According to this study, yes.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask, if it was according to that study.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
It's very detailed. It has a lot of information.
Wow, I'd really like to see that. Thank you.
Representative Ranglin-Vassell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Actually, Rep, you touched on the question that I had, and I wanted to make sure that those exemptions would be included in the bill before it goes to the floor, where family members or going shopping for families are able to do so, and for the homebound and the elderly. So I wanted to make sure that we have those in place before any consideration is made.
Sure, of course.
Representative Donovan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That would be my concern, too, because I was a caregiver for my mother, and I did her shopping every week. And if, I wasn't allowed to do that, that would have been a problem, and if she was an EBT card holder. So if that was in there, that would be helpful.
Thank you. And I also took care of my 82-year-old dad for many years, and my wife takes care of her 86-year-old dad currently, and, we're all in the same boat. We just would like to get a hold of, things that aren't being done properly.
Are there any further questions for Representative Quattrocchi? Yes.
Representative, you mentioned individuals that were in prison having access to these funds. Did they have access to EBT, or was it that they just had an account, like that data information?
Yeah, I don't have the report in front of me, so I don't know the details of that. I was citing, what the report said, and I read it, but
okay.
I don't have the facts and figures in front of me.
Okay, Representative, just a question just related to whether there was an account that they had and it's not being utilized. It's just there for clarity. They need to go back to data to clear that out, or was it that they were actively using their EBT card while?
What it appears is that they have an account and someone else is using it while they're in jail.
Did it state whether that was family members or like a significant other?
If it did, I don't recall. But I could certainly get everyone here a copy of that report.
Thank you.
It's very interesting.
Representative Perez.
Yes, I just want to add something about what my colleagues say. My wife and I, we talked week when she was pregnant last year, and what's easy, they just put my name in the back of the paper that they give you that allowed me to go and buy groceries for her too. It's something that the lady here asked.
Yes.
Something like that could be easy to add to that.
Okay, so support across the aisle.
Thank you. And congratulations.
Are there any further questions for Representative Quattrocchi? Thank you very much for your testimony, Representative.